Tell me, how does the automation work and what are the results that you've seen with your 2,500 plus users on your platform?
Sure. The automation is pretty straightforward. If you've used any sales engagement tool out there, Outreach or Salesloft, Play, we're pretty similar, right? We're pretty similar to them. The only difference is we also automate the LinkedIn steps rather than create the LinkedIn task, right? So it's full blown
Oh,
email automation so that you don't have to touch a prospect until you get a response either on email or LinkedIn. So it makes it very easy for you to actually get a response without doing any manual work. In terms of
right.
personalization, the way it works is that it actually pulls in information from the prospect profile. So there are little snippets that you can insert, right? For example,
Mm,
like I said, yes, love the glowing recommendation from XYZ. So people feel that "Hey, this person could not have said that until they read my profile, right? Versus,
mm,
hey, right, like it's just the AI that did it. Or something like love that you've done volunteer work and whatever, help the blind or something like that. So it just pulls that in from their profile and adds that
mm.
as the PS. So that
Oh,
those are the kind of small elements that have an outsized impact on
mm.
conversion. That is what we do. So it's very simple, very similar to all of those other tools. It's just that it's fully automated across both channels as opposed to just email automation.
And you also automate the connection requests, right?
It's
Yeah. And
automate requests.
yeah, so it's not like I have to go and do that. The platform in itself do it as a task. Oh, okay, that's good then. And how's the like acceptance rates, the reply rates? Generally, is it above average or something?
Yeah, great question. So I think since we have this many users, we have users from a very different spectrum of very different industries, very different work. So if you put it in the earlier point, right? If you're selling to SDRs or marketers, then it's obviously higher. SDR, marketers, HR, you get easily an acceptance rate of 25% or above because
Yes.
they're more active on LinkedIn, right? It's as simple as that. If you're targeting more of like IT decision makers or developers, then they're not
Hmm.
as active. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
US, right? Talking about India because 99% of our customer base is US, UK. So there you'll be lucky to get a 5 to 10% acceptance rate, right? Because
True.
those people are just not active on LinkedIn and they don't like connecting. You've talked to developers, right? Like they don't like
Yeah.
talking to people. So why will they connect? So
My
that,
our developed that factors will never talk to me now. Yes.
that's the downside of doing this life. So, so that's one thing we've seen. In terms of decision makers, like as you go higher up in sales marketing, still you get high acceptance rates by higher 10-15%. But if you go to IT decision makers like higher up, let's say a CTO at T-Mobile or something like that, right? Like a large company CTO in traditional industries like manufacturing or supply chain or logistics, you get even lower, right? Because these people are busy, plus not on LinkedIn, right? So there you get again 5-10% type acceptance rates. So it varies a ton. But having said that, if your approach is conversational, casual, 3 a.m. type texting, it works on them once they connect. So that response rate we've seen as stable between 10 to 20%. But if you're sometimes higher, like even seen like 70-80% response rates, if your targeting is spot on. So that's how we've seen a lot of results. The other thing we've seen people get a lot of success with is that we allow people to target people who've commented on a particular post. So it becomes like another source of intent, right? Because if let's say you put out a post about first party intent and
Yeah.
there are people liking it. So you can reach out to them and use that as a conversation start. Hey, saw that you saw your comment on the post, would love to connect, something like that. We seems like we're
So
interested in the
so is it like it's for like if I have it's not my post, it's someone else's post. Can I do that or you I can do that as well? Oh,
You can
that's
do that on any post. We even allow you to target people using a certain hashtag. We allow you to target people who've attended a particular LinkedIn event. We allow you to target people who are part of a particular LinkedIn group and then have these job titles. So you can segment in a very advanced way. So that's why I'm telling you, like the people who are getting 80-90% response rates are doing these tactics, right? Because they're saying that, hey, saw your comment on Justin Welch's post about, for example, earning passive income. Are
Mhm.
you interested in one similar opportunity that we're offering? 90% responsive to that
Oh, that
because
I think this is like a game changer. Just yeah, Honestly, guys, I did not know this until 1 second ago. I'm actually getting to know this on the live itself. Like and there are like so many times we see a post and everybody who has commented on it, whether it's a post or whatever, we know that this is my ICP, right? But
Mhm.
if there are like 1,000 comments and 5,000 likes, you can't technically go and reach out to everybody by yourself, right? And it'll just take 3 4 months, and by then they would have forgotten the comments itself.
Yeah.
so,
Gosh.
this is like great. I'm going to cut this and I'm going to put this on my page and everywhere, just for people to whoever is like missing out on this live and this game changing revelations that I'm getting. So
90%, yeah, 90% response rates we've seen within, and this is because they reached out to everyone within 3 4 days of liking the post because of the automation.
yeah, this actually makes sense because somewhere I can give like one instance where one of our competitor or they said something like this is not like possible as a tool.